Hey, what's up everybody? Chris here, and today I want to talk about the Switch OLED model. So it took me a long time to track down one of these. I happened to get it through, I think it was Target's website, if I'm remembering correctly. Actually, no, scratch that, it was Best Buy. I got it through Best Buy's website, just happened to catch it when they had some available, just by sheer luck and happenstance. And so got my hands on it, have it here, pay no attention to the fact that the battery is exceedingly low. I need to get this thing charged. And I just want to talk a little bit about this compared to the original Switch, just kind of offer my thoughts. Now, obviously, this is a very belated kind of impressions video. I mean, the Switch OLED has been out for a while, but it has been relatively tough to get. I think it's a little bit easier to get now, potentially, than it was, obviously, at launch. But if you have a regular Switch, let's just say you have a launch Switch, a 2017 Switch, or even a Switch Lite, is it worth getting this? Let's talk a little bit about that. Hey, as always, if you're enjoying the video, please be sure to click that subscribe button. Please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching. So one of the things that stands out to me, and I think just everybody else, really, when you first get your hands on this, is the screen. And it is, I have to say, an absolutely gorgeous screen. I think that if you primarily play in handheld mode, upgrading to the OLED model is definitely worth the price, depending on how frequently you do, in fact, play your Switch. So that brings me to another point. And to be honest with you, right now, there is really nothing that I'm all that excited about on the Switch. I mean, I have played, sort of the mainline Switch games, since launch, Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey, all those games, and I've loved them. Since then, though, things have kind of tapered off for me a little bit. Really, I've been playing a lot on my Xbox Series X, a lot on my PS5. Nintendo's kind of disappointed me a little bit in terms of the games lineup. Now, potentially this year, we're going to get Breath of the Wild 2, and really that's the game that I'm most excited about, that I've been most excited about for a long time when it comes to the Switch. But from a software point of view, this is just my kind of subjective opinion, of course. It feels like there's not a whole lot to play on this system right now. And so in that regard, I think your mileage is going to vary depending on how much you think Nintendo has done as far as getting games out there that people want to play. I will say the games that I have played on this system just look gorgeous on this OLED screen. So I think from that perspective, if you play in handheld mode frequently, it is worth picking up. If you play docked, I don't know that it's really worth the money. And that's, again, primarily docked. You're not getting any additional processing power here. It's got the same internals as the launch Switch. However, the battery here is a little bit better. So depending on whether or not you have an actual launch Switch, whether or not you've got the battery revision that came with the red box Switch or the Switch Lite, that may or may not be a consideration for you. The battery is better again, but beyond that, there's nothing else really here going on. Now, I will say the kickstand, right? The kickstand is obviously much improved. If I can get it sort of open here, you can see, obviously, again, that it's a much wider kickstand. It's not nearly as flimsy as what you got with the 2017 Switch. If you play in tabletop mode frequently, that's a great thing. The back of the system is textured in a way that the launch Switch was not, and so that's actually kind of nice. It just makes it feel a little bit better, maybe even a little bit more premium, I would say, and the build here is great. The Joy-Cons are identical, although I do like the white Joy-Cons. I just think they give the system a little more pop from an aesthetic point of view than what you got with the launch Switch. But again, it just depends on how frequently you play the games that you've got on your Switch and in what mode you do play them, whether it's docked or not docked. So I think that's what's going to drive your decision here. I'm not at all disappointed in this console. The console itself works well. A little more internal power would have been nice, but I knew what I was getting into when I bought this, and I mainly did get this for Breath of the Wild 2 because I want to have this to be able to play it in handheld mode with a really super vivid screen when that comes out. I have played some of Metroid Dread. It does look great on here. That game has not sunk its hooks into me quite yet. I do think it's a good game based on what I've played of it so far, but I think because of Halo Infinite and some other things that are out there right now, I just haven't dedicated as much time to this as I otherwise would. If you have the OLED model, what do you think about this? Do you think Nintendo's done a good job with it? Do you think it's worth picking up if you already have either a Switch Lite or a launch Switch or some other revision? I think the one revision that improves the battery therein in between. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. And again, thanks for watching.